This is for a state championship.
Oh, drop kick, and it's good.
There's going to be some highlights coming off of this.
The short range jumper.
Edging out in lane 4, the top seed.
This South Dakota High School State Championship event is conducted under the direction of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
Welcome to Rapid City. We're at the Summit Arena inside the monument. It's the site of the 2026 South Dakota High School AA Girls Basketball Tournament. I'm Craig Maddock along with Holly Severson. Great to have you with us for the next 3 days as we'll crown a AA Girls champion on Saturday night. And Holly, 6 of the 8 teams that were here a year ago are back.
Right, so we've got Brandon coming in undefeated to this tournament, and also O'Gorman, just with their 1 loss this season at the hands of Brandon, coming in the tourney with the 1 and 2 seeds. And they're looking to get started against challengers from T area, brand new to AA, their first state tournament. And then we've also got Mitchell a little later today against O'Gorman, where they feature experienced and some 8th graders.
2.
So so we've got something to see there. It should be a great tourney. We'll see Rapid City Stevens, somewhat of a home game for them. We expect a big crowd from their community to come out and support, and then we'll cap it off tonight with Washington and Jefferson, 2 teams that are very familiar with each other. Always a really great battle, so it should be a fun tournament.
Here's what the schedule will look like today. We've got the top seed, Brandon Valley, coming up with T-Area in a moment. And then Rapid City Stevens takes on Aberdeen Central. And then tonight, the 2-time defending champs, the O'Gorman Knights, take on Mitchell, and then Washington and Jefferson. Let's look at the T-Area Titans. Head coach Taylor Fechner. Welcome to AA, T. They are in their first year in the AAs, and you know, the last time they were in a state tournament here for the girls, they were in Class A, and that was just 2 years ago. They were the runner-ups to Vermilion. The T area making it to the tournament. They go 11-9 to the regular season, take on Harrisburg in the Sodak. Starters for T area.
Yes.
They've got 3 seniors and some underclassmen.
Yeah, they're led in scoring by Jana Van Laken with 11.5 a game. Also their rebounding leader with 6. A lot of these kids are also track and cross country athletes, so you're gonna see them not get tired. They'll just be able to run. Head coach is Taylor Fechner, a T native.
Taking over, I mean, his dad was the coach many years, so keep the Fechner name there in basketball. They'll take on our top seed, the Brandon Valley Lynx. They're undefeated. Head coach Mike Zur. Mike is in his 7th year. During the regular season, the one big game was there at O'Gorman. O'Gorman had won 50 games in a row, and they went into the O'Gorman gym and got the win, and it's kind of sparked Brandon Valley the rest of the year. Here are their starters.
Brandon Valley has a very experienced lineup of juniors and seniors who have been in these situations before. They're led by the dynamic guard Olivia Paget with 25.5 points a game, and also Gracie Salter, a super solid senior who's a great rebounder, averages 9 a game.
And the head coach, Mike Zur. You can follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and Instagram. You can browse all of the action and award photos. You just search SDPB on Flickr. We would love to know where you're watching from. Read the great stories and enjoy the videos featuring the teams, the kids, and the coaches of South Dakota. In Rapid City, the AA Girls Tournament, let's meet the teams. Here's Scott Jensen.
Good afternoon, Summit Arena fans at the Monument here in Rapid City and everyone watching all over the world on SDPB. It's time for quarterfinal session of the 2026 South Dakota State AA Girls Basketball Championships. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard, are proud to welcome you to this opening session of the State AA Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Playing in Game 1 today, the number 8 seed T-Area Titans versus the number 1 seed Brandon Valley Lynx. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs. We hope you'll enjoy the games and support your athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please stand as we honor America? The national anthem today will be performed by the combined Rapid City Central, Rapid City Stevens pep bands under the direction of Mr. Andrew Belsaus, Mr. Jimmy Reed, Mr. George Dragoo, and Mr. Jordan Seidel. We would remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to face the flag, remove your hat, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you, bands. Let's introduce the officials for Game 1 today. The referee is Mr. Chad Voskuhl. The umpire, Mr. Dustin Sparlick. And the umpire, Mr. Matt Paulson. The alternate official is Mr. Rusty Keith. And now let's introduce the officials for each, or the cheerleaders for each team today. The cheerleaders today are Ella Narito for T-Area, Carly Corner, Tessa Halber, Kaya Hamilton, Lauren Simler, Emerson Smolik, and Lola Underberg. The Titans cheer coach is Brittany Ryder. And now the cheerleaders for the Brandon Valley Lynx. Cheerleaders are Avery Herbers, Josie Howie, Grayson Larson, Cambry Oliver, Anna Shavy, Courtney Stewart, and Brittany Taschner. The cheer coaches are Hannah Gunther and Diane Terpstra. And now let's introduce the coaches for each team. The T-Area Titans coaches, assistant coaches are Clayton Sorum and Stephen Waltner. The head coach for the T-Area Titans is Taylor Feckner. The assistant coaches for the Brandon Valley Lynx are Maggie Dady, Jeff Lochner, Ketty Paula, Danica Neuenhaus, and Emma Tervier. The head coach for Brandon Valley is Mike Zur. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Channel Seed alternating starting lineups. First, the visitors, the T-Area Titans, starting at guard, a 5'4" senior, number 3, JC Babb. For the Lynx, at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 2, Eva Kellenberger. For the Titans, at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 5, Anna Bindi. For the Lynx, a forward at 5'11", a junior, number 12, London Keever. For the Titans, a guard at 5'7", a senior, number 11, Ellie Klaber. For the Lynx, at guard, a 5'7", senior, number 20, Reese Condon. For the Titans, a guard at 5'4", a sophomore, number 13, Grace Vilos. For Brandon Valley, a guard at 5'7", a senior, number 32, Olivia Patchett. And for the Titans, a guard at 5'9", a freshman, number 15, Gina Blackett. And for the Lynx, at forward, a 5'11", senior, number 40, Gracie Salter.
Holly, keys to the game. Let's start off with T-Area. What's going to be big for them today?
T-Area needs to play with space and with speed. They need to spread the floor on offense and use their quickness to get to the basket. And free throws, no, they have to find a way to contain Paget and keep her off the line. She makes a living there. And for Brandon, they have a go one and oh mentality. So whether it's a practice or a game, they just want to stay present in the moment, just focus on today and not be looking ahead. Defensively, they want to set the pace by establishing their press early in the game, forcing T into pressure situations where they've got to make plays.
Both teams want to press. Turnovers could play a big part of this game.
A lot of up and down.
Chad Boskule on the tip. We're underway in Rapid City. And Olivia Paget right there, number 32. Look for her. She is one of the top players in the state. Brandon Valley trying to get to the championship game for the 3rd year in a row. Meanwhile, T, last time they were in the state tournament, they played Vermilion in Class A.
Brandon Valley starting the game in a zone. T kind of trying to figure out how to reverse the ball. Here's a steal there by Kellenberger.
Here's Babb. JC Babb on the front court along with Belis. See that zone here by the Lynx. Lynx have the size factor when you look at the matchups.
Yeah, it's harder to drive the ball against the zone. T looking to move the ball side to side.
Intercepted. That's Clayberg. Good job of going right to the rack. Got challenged. Here's inside Salter. Salter 12 points a game, and she's going to go to the line.
Brandon, as we expected, looking to be aggressive early, whether it's from the outside or on the dribble or passing it there. Inside to Salter.
Was not a shooting foul.
Looks like Bindi is going for the jump there.
And the first point, Ava Kellenberger. Ava averages 9 a game. And the pressure by the Lynx. You'll see this the whole game. Paget will go for the and one.
Got the basket.
Yeah, Brandon getting that basket there on the possession prior, then able to set up in their zone, putting that pressure on T. Like we talked about, Paget, she spends a lot of time at the foul line. Let's see if T can stay out of foul trouble.
Oh, tough pass. And the layup by Kellenberger. This is what Brandon Valley does. Go, 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 and they give you pressure, the full court. And the foul on Geaver. Of course, T wants to do that too.
They do. The issue is it's hard to set up in your press when you don't score. So T will need to try to find a way to work the ball, whether it's, you know, getting through this press and playing offense against the zone, try to get themselves set up defensively.
Here's the press, a little 2-2-1 zone press. T does a good job this time breaking that. A lot of it just trying to get the feel, get the emotions, focus on the game. Oh, great pass. And you see the constant defensive pressure by Brandon Valley.
Number 3, J.C. Beth.
Yeah, that's definitely their MO. T and Brandon played earlier this season, December 30th. Brandon got that one 81-53. So this isn't the first time T has seen this kind of pressure, but it's not necessarily something that you get used to. Brandon's an exceptionally good defensive team.
Paget. Geaver was sitting on the sideline calling for it. All of these players, no problem dishing the ball when they're open. They take the shot. Kellenberger. And the finish by Gracie Salter. In for T area is Emma Lindgren, number 20. She comes off the bench, scoring 10 a game. Might be something that T area will need. Timeout on the court. Glad to have you with us as we're just getting started. AA girls basketball tournament in Rapid City.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
T area will inbound underneath their own bucket. It will stay with T. Good shot by Clayburgh. Ellie gets T area on the board. Kellenberger, that drive. You know, rebounding is going to be huge. Oh, what a great pass to Paget. The rebounds are going to be so huge for T area on the offensive and the defensive side. Steal by Condon. Oh, with the runner. Oh. Brandon Valley showing their strength here early.
Just a great rim run there by Paget. Good recognition, too, with the pass. Brandon does a good job staying spread out.
Salter the feed to Kellenberger. Timeout by T area. Probably a pretty good timeout for Coach Beckner to take.
It is. Brandon's just got so much experience, and they're playing with so much confidence right now coming into this tournament. Obviously not overlooking opponents, but at the same time, you know, they wanted to come out in this game and just establish, hey, like, we're here. We're going to have fun, but this is somewhat of a business trip.
Look at the great passes. And one more yet to come. Oh, just great awareness, too, by Paget. coming right down the lane.
Yeah, as good as they are defensively, getting out in passing lanes and pressuring the ball, they're just as good offensively, running the floor in transition and running their lanes and being able to pass in transition ahead up the sideline, or that last play you saw where it went sideline and then right down the middle to Paget.
T-Area, their best attribute is speed. They've got very quick athletes. They're going to be undersized. They've been undersized all season long. And they've tried to limit turnovers, but also they really want to try to wear down opponents before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but you can see that they're not intimidated, but again, you just don't see teams like Brandon really often. And when you're playing against it, it's not only a physical thing, it also gets mental too, right? Because when you're not scoring, you have to go against this press every time. So he's got to stay mentally tough, really work on taking care of the ball, see if they can get some shots.
Deep shot, Bindi. Geaver will go to the line.
Great run out there by Geaver off that missed three. T not able to get back and cover the basket.
2 shots for London Geaver.
Geaver takes advantage, running hard down the court.
Babb had the foul, her first. In for T-Area, it's Jada Van Lacken. Brandon Valley bringing in Annika Peterson. Looking along the wing here for T-Area. Tough to go inside right now against Brandon Valley.
And Brandon's not giving T anything off the dribble.
Lynx trying to stay in a man-to-man. And 3-ball, London Geaver.
That's what Geaver is known for. She shoots 37% from the three-point line.
Boy, transition by the Lynx, and that's going to be a travel.
No,
count it. Able to get the ball off.
Count the basket. Also number 5.
And Bindi picks up her second foul. But count the basket for Paget. Olivia already with 11 points in this first quarter. In for T-Area is Piper Benning. And Brandon Valley brings in Rayleigh Stoltz.
Just a great finish there for Paget, able to finish despite kind of losing her balance there and shooting off both feet sort of sideways. Not a problem for her today.
Oh, and the foul on the Lynx. Foul on Paget.
42. Annika Peterson, her first, second team foul. At the line, Piper Benning.
Check that foul is going to be on Annika Peterson, her first. Here at the line is Piper Benning. Piper, 5'7" sophomore. Good job by Piper, hitting both free throws. And now Paige Sabers in for T-Area. Lynx coming in, averaging 65 points a game. Defensively, under 40 per game.
Yeah, those 2 free throws there. Good for T to see the ball go through the net.
The kick, Stoltz. T area ball. Let's see how T area handles the press now. Is both teams setting up on the inbound. That's a travel.
And it's that dribble that kind of gets you in trouble. It's hard to move the ball with the dribble because it's slower. You know, you kind of want to, one of their keys were just to play with a little more space. If you're able to use pass fakes, shot fakes, things like that to draw your defender up to you, so then you can move the ball quickly with a pass, kind of loosen the defense up. Of course, this is all easier said than done. But in theory, few less dribbles usually equals a few more good shots from the perimeter.
Picked up by Lindgren. Getting space open. I know Coach Fechner yesterday told us that they got to make shots. If they're not going to make shots, it could be a rough day. But if they can hit the open shots, confidence, and then of course a chance for T to continue keeping that offense moving.
Right, and even on that last possession, even though they missed the three, that's not a bad look for them. That's kind of what they're going to have to do to loosen up that defense.
Travel. Good defense by Lindgren. Lindgren is 5'5", and she's going up against Salter, who's 5'11" there in the paint, and did a great job.
It's all about positioning, Craig. I'm telling you.
Did a great job. Had the hands down by the waist to get the ball.
Just walled up there.
Lindgren with the foul. And here's Gracie Salter, 56% free throw shooter on the season. For the Lynx, London Keeper is in. T area brings in Grace Belis. 4 points for Salter in the game. Oh, tough double team. Looking ahead, good lead to Benning. Oh, what a great pass to Paget. Oh, in the lane with traffic.
We've seen this a few times now in the game. Paget able to catch in and amongst traffic, take the foul and finish. She's really strong. She has great court awareness, really good feet. She knows where to cut when she doesn't have the ball. It's a very underrated skill. You know, a lot of kids, they can score and shoot and all that kind of stuff, but not everybody knows how to play when they don't have the ball. They don't know how to do some of those things that Paget can do. As a coach, you wish you knew how to teach that and help kids get that right away, but it just takes a kid who's willing just to play a lot. You played a lot of basketball, you just know where to be.
Oh, got the shot up. Rebound by Benning. And she'll go to the line. Like I said, it's going to be a tough go for T area to get into the paint because of the size of Brandon Valley. They stayed with it. And Benning at the line.
Yep, nice work by Benning. 3 of 3 now.
Gwen Lease in for Brandon Valley.
At the line for T area, Piper Benning.
Here's Paget. The kick to Gieber. And her second three of the quarter. The top seed Lynx with a pretty impressive first quarter.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Some of the fans from Brandon here in Rapid City. Brandon Valley trying to get back to the state title game. They've been the runner-up the last 2 years. And the T-Area Titans coming into work today. Folks in T really excited, the whole T area. Girls getting to the state tournament for just the second time in their history.
They told me it's the first year both the boys and the girls be in the state tournament.
Bindi with 3.
So congrats to the T area boys as well. You'll see them out here next week.
T area going with a zone, 2-3 zone. Belis up to Babb. Good movement here by T area. Still trying to get used to the arena. Take some shots to get used to it. Yesterday, each team had an hour of practice here in the Summit Arena. Zone defense by the Lynx. And that foul will go against the Lynx. Jalissa Parker. Her first. And at the line, Grace Belis. 5'4" sophomore. Or check that, not a shooting foul. Good feed. Good awareness by Babb to Bindi.
Good job by Babb picking that ball up, keeping her head up. Brandon here looking to get organized. This is really extended zone by T.
Bottom of the bucket and goes out of bounds. For the Lynx, Kellenberger back in, and Reese Condon also back in. Now here's the press. Best way to beat a press, Holly.
Well, have Olivia Paget to give it to her. You know what I mean? No, best way to beat press kind of depends on the personnel of your team. But typically, the fewer dribbles you can make and the more space you can have to throw the ball ahead and throw or pass the ball through the press, usually you have better luck, because in those presses, a lot of times teams are trying to trap or get you toward the sideline, get you right across half court. So you want to do everything you can to stay out of those situations.
Lindgren in for T area. By the way, Brandon Valley, that was their 7th turnover.
Just like that, that was perfect.
Bindi, she's got 7 points.
It's very nice there by T. Using the sideline, then run the kid to the middle, then back to the sideline. Really good. It's hard for Brandon to cover that when T keeps him so spread out.
Paget with the rebound. Got it back. And we'll go to the line.
Her coach calls her a relentless worker. She doesn't get the first one, get the second one, but stays with it. She doesn't quit on plays. That also translates to the effort of her teammates. They see her working that hard and going after things to try to match her intensity. It just makes everyone on her team better.
Van Laken in for T-Area. Stoltz in for the Lynx. .16 for Paget. She averages 25. Clayburgh, the leading three-point shooter for T-Area. That's her first of the game.
Yes, Clayburgh. She's 35%, averaging 9 a game. She's second all-time in threes made at T with 156, trying to chase down the record of 180 held by Liv Ritter there from T-Area.
Timeout on the court. Our first quarterfinal game of the day. The Lynx and the Titans.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
I'm Craig Maddock along with Holly Severson and the men and women of SDPB. First of 2 weeks of basketball as the girls going at it this week and the boys will finish her off next week. For the Lynx, the lob to Paget. Force the pass and jump ball. It will be T-Area ball. That foul will go on Rayleigh Stoltz of Brandon Valley.
Next foul number 22, Rayleigh Stoltz. Her first.
T-Area, Jana Van Laken, leading scorer. She averages 11 per game. She has not gotten a basket yet. That one, Clayburgh gets it blocked, and a foul on T-Area, and that is against Clayburgh.
Clayburgh, her first, second team foul.
Nice soft touch in the paint by Salter. Her second basket.
Brandon
with a
there.
couple of free throws.
Yeah, Brandon there finding that hole in the zone, stretching it out, then cutting to the middle there for Salter.
Paget.
Just such a good athlete, has such good awareness. Good catch off the bounce, score at the basket. She's a really good player. Looking forward to watching her some more this weekend.
3-ball, Bindi. Attacking the basket. That's a nice job by Lindgren. Going to the basket, draws the foul. The foul on Stoltz, her second. And in for T area, J.C. Babb. In for the Lynx is Gwen Lease.
Yeah, and Lindgren averages 11 points for her team, and she's also really good at stealing the ball. She's a good defender. She loves to play. She had 23 in their Sodak 16 game.
Free ball by Bindi. It's her second of the game. She's got 10 points. 6 of 17 from the floor for T area. Oh.
Could see Salter there kind of just watching people as she was chasing down that ball. She kind of takes her time and waits to pick it up when she knows that she's probably going to get hit.
Van Laken picks up the foul for T area. Titans have pretty much been in the zone this whole game. Paget left open. Rebound by Lease. Running it up, that's Babb. Oh, staying with it. And that's going to be a technical call on the T coach. No doubt about it. He was not happy with that last non-call, according to him. And he ran out on the court and all the way to midcourt. And that was an easy tee up for the officials. So Paget will shoot the technical. One more and the ball. In for T, Paige Sabers. Well, that is Coach Fechner. He's fighting for his team.
He is, and yeah, it certainly gets frustrating. We'll see if his team's able to kind of weather that storm there. Sometimes that can fire up your team. Sometimes it can do the opposite. T's been fighting back here this first half. With just 2 minutes left, they'll want to try to put together some kind of run with a little bit of momentum going into halftime.
Steal. Oh. Shot by Babb, and JC gets her first basket, and a timeout taken by Coach Fechner. Well, there was no quit in the Titans on that one.
Right. You see Babb there. She's like, oh, it was Kleberg here first with a nifty handle, maintaining the possession, and then finds Babb. He's like, oh, can I pass it? I guess I'm wide open, and knocks it down. And good for T, the positive response from the last couple possessions there. Still with 2 minutes to go.
Brandon Valley shooting 50% from the floor here in this first half. They are 2 for 5 beyond the arc.
Yeah, and T was outscored 30-6 in that first quarter, and here in the second quarter, they've already got 15 points to Brandon's 8. Certainly still an uphill climb for T in the points category, but that's certainly a positive that they have to be talking about is, hey, we put up 15 points in this quarter. It's not a time when we should quit. We should keep pushing, keep trying to spread it out, keep trying to move the ball with the pass. And they've gotten their share of steals as well.
$12 turnovers by Brandon Valley. I think Coach Zur would say that's way too many for them. But the aggressive style they play, they'll get their share. A dozen for Brandon Valley on turnovers, 16 for T area. Geever and London. What is she? 3 for 3 beyond the arc. 9 points. Coming in for T area, Anna Bindi back in, also Grace Belis. Bindi leading the way, 10 points, 5 for Clayburgh. Brandon Valley being led by Pageant. She's got 20 points. Condon, so check that. It's Lindgren who ran that down. Here's Lindgren. Rebound, Salter. Oh, trouble. Salter of the dish is to Paget, and Paget with the and one. What a great save. Kept it alive, and Salter. I think they've done this a little bit during the season. The Salter to Paget combination.
It's a nice combination for a coach to have. Not only those two, such a good supporting cast with Kellenberger, Giever, Condon, Stoltz, Peterson, Lisa. I mean, a lot of experience there. Playing with a lot of confidence coming into the state tournament.
Paget, 7 of 8 from the free throw line in this first half, 22 points. And going to the line will be Lindgren. Condon with the foul for the Lynx. As it will be Lindgren on the inbound. And Lindgren forcing another foul. Lindgren doing a good job being aggressive, going to the rack here. And Gwen Lease with her first foul. And now at the line, Emma Lindgren, 68% shooter.
Emma Lindgren at the line for T area.
T area 4 for 5 from the free throw line here in this first half. Two points for Lindgren. Sabres back in for T area. Here's Paget. Slapped away by Van Laken. For the Lynx, here comes Salter for the last seconds of the first half. And they won't get a shot off. End of the first half. Brandon Valley scores 14 points in that second quarter. T area scores 17 points in that second quarter. And Holly is with the Lynx head coach Mike Zur.
Just waiting for our team to warm up here for a bit. Coach Zur, welcome back to the state tournament.
Thanks.
Positives that you saw from your team in the first half.
Oh, you just love the effort and energy to start the game. You know, come out flying around and in a great environment. You know, we got a great crowd here that definitely helped to get us going. But just great to see us playing the way we want to play, sharing the basketball, up in passing lanes, being aggressive, and those types of things.
Right, it's that go 1-0 mentality, right?
Exactly.
Right. Adjustments you think your team will need to make in the second half?
Just got to continue to guard the dribble a little bit better. They threw it over the top of our press, and we didn't run at shooters as much. It created some early offense for us or for them, and we kind of backed it up. Against their zone, we just got to keep moving the basketball. Okay, sometimes it gets stuck, and we don't want that. We want it to touch the paint, and get in and out, and that's what's created some good looks for us.
Well, thank you for your time. Go see your team.
Thank you.
Back to you, Craig.
Into the first half, the top seed Lynx leading T-Area 44-23. We're glad to have you with us.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
We're at the Summit Arena inside the Monument here in Rapid City. Second year in a row, we've had the AA girls basketball tournament here in Rapid City. 3 days of basketball, and in fact, if you want to follow all of the other girls tournaments, the Class A and the Class B, you can always go to sdpb.org, or you can find the A's on SDPB3 and the B's on SDPB2. And then next week, it's the boys' turn. Of course, the B boys in Aberdeen, but the A boys and the AA boys will also be here in Rapid City next weekend. The A's will be here in the Summit Arena, while the AA tournament will be just adjacent to us, about a 1-minute walk over to the hockey arena. That's where the AA's will be. By the way, just released today my updated podcast. It's called In Play, where I get a chance to talk with former players, former coaches, former administrators. And today, you can hear my conversation with one of the all-time greats, right when sanctioned basketball was getting started in South Dakota, the great Joel Byrie, who played at Washington High School. Now, of course, it's Joel Byrie Benson. Quite the athletic family, but Joel was playing, back in the mid-70s, early 80s, where, it was Yankton playing some great basketball. Brookings. But, Washington had a pretty good run there where they went undefeated for a couple of years, win state titles, and Joelle was a big part of that.
She was a very good player. She's tall, athletic, and also just a killer. Like, she just was so competitive. And
college as well, and then, of course, did some coaching, but then stepped back to raise a family. So a great conversation with Joel Byrie. All you have to do is go to sdpb.org/inplay, and you can catch my podcast with Joel or the others podcasts that we've done for SDPB. When we come back, some stats, some highlights, and off to the third quarter of our first quarterfinal game.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
For over 55 years, Muth Electric has been powering progress across the Midwest. Our team of professionals deliver electrical solutions with innovation and safety at the core. We work with purpose, knowing that each project contributes to something bigger. Muth Electric, a partner in building a brighter future since 1970.
Our Peterson Farm Seed Reps real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Back in Rapid City, first half, the highlights. You saw right away what Brandon Valley can do. They got off to a quick start. A team that's been doing it all season. Pressure and going to the rack. That was Paget. Paget with
23 points in the first half.
7 or 8 of those points were from the free throw line. And then you have Clayburg hitting the 3. That was big. T trying to get into a flow. They did outscore Brandon Valley in that second quarter.
They did. They came in alive. Anna Bindi with 10 points there in the first half for T. They kept chipping away, got themselves to the free throw line as well, went 5 for 6 in the first half. You see Paget again. She was 8 of 12 from the floor, 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
London Geaver was 3 for 5. 3 for 4 from the three-point arc.
Yeah, and you see there in the stats, Brandon's got 31 field goal attempts to T areas, just 22, and 9 of 12 from the free throw line. It's definitely something T will want to shore up as they get into the second half, limiting Brandon's trips to the line and forcing them into tough shots.
Brandon Valley 21-0 on the year. The Lynx making their 21st appearance to the tournament, their 3rd straight. They have been in the finals the last 2 years. Last title for girls basketball for Brandon Valley go back to 2019 when they beat Lincoln that year. T area in its 2nd appearance at a state tournament, 1st in the AA-s. runner-ups just a couple of years ago when they took on Vermilion. Wide open shot, start off by London Geaver. And she's got 4 threes in the game.
That cross-court skip pass. It's a tough one for T. Brandon takes advantage of it.
That's going to be jump ball.
And it looked like Bindi may have hit her head there. That defensive play, she absolutely had Salter tied up going up for that. Just comes down hard. I'm sorry, it's not Bindi, it's Van Laken. Makes that play.
Lindgren comes in. T-area ball.
And then ends up being a held ball.
Here's the press by Brandon Valley. Don't want to get caught up in the corner. Wide open shot, Lindgren. Paget with 22 points. Leads the way for the Lynx. Kellenberger. Salter. He's got 8 points. Salter on the 3-on-2. And Paget with the bucket. Oh, nice pass up to Kleber. Just too strong.
Yeah, last couple trips, T's getting the shot they want. They were able to get through that pressure and get a three-point shot, and then they get another look at the basket, just not able to capitalize. And of course, give Brandon some credit for the defensive effort and also finishing off those plays with with defensive rebounds, not allowing T to get on the offensive glass. Staying in this zone, extending it a little beyond the three-point line to make those cross-court passes and skip passes a little bit tougher.
Oh, quick catch, quick release by Lindgren.
And that's the pass you want when you're playing with that space. You want it to go right to the middle there. It's a great read.
First team foul in the quarter.
Good shot.
2 shots for Emma Lindgren.
Here's Lindgren, 2 for 2 from the line in the game.
Hey, go straight in here, straight in. 1.
Averages 10 points a game. She's got 4 free throws today. As Van Laken back in after making that nice defensive stop.
She may have just needed a minute to collect herself and shake out the cobwebs there for a minute.
Kellenberger tries it again with the left hand, and Ava got it that time. She's got 8 points.
Brandon's such a good offensive rebounding team. They just do not quit on plays.
Great job by Salter. I mean, you got your post player running the fast break. That is huge for teams that have that kind of a player.
And that's one of the many things Coach Zur does so well with his team is he teaches them how to be basketball players. He doesn't want it to be like you're limited to this
and take outside shots by your
that's
post
right
player.
And you're limited to that. You know, if you're open and you can lead the break, if you can shoot the three, shoot the three. And it's just all that kind of teaching just helps your team become better and more flexible, more adaptable to whatever the game might need.
Clayberg back in for T. Peterson comes in for Brandon Valley. Also in is Jalissa Parker for the Lynx. Oh, nice left-handed drive by Babb. Seen a couple of left-handed layups in this game. For us right-handers, sometimes that's a problem.
Well, it just depends. If you're playing with the men's ball, you're all right, Craig. It's just the women's ball you struggle with.
Oh, that's good. Paget. And a timeout on the court. Paget will go to the line when we come back.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Hey, buddy.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
AA girls basketball tournament here in Rapid City. And it is Olivia Paget at the line for Brandon Valley.
At the line for the Lynx, Olivia Paget.
Olivia is 7 of 8 from the free throw line. She has been to the line more than any other Brandon Valley Lynx. She's been to the line coming into this tournament 142 times. Tells you that's because she's aggressive going to the rack.
Right, and lucky for Brandon, she's also the all-time leader in free throw percentage.
At 73%?
Yeah, she ran around 73%. So not only is she getting the attempts, she's also putting them in. Also the all-time leader in points scored.
Great release by Van Laken right away. Quick catch, quick release, and buries it. Her first basket of the game. On the run out, this is Lindgren. Doesn't quite have the numbers, but attacks the basket.
Smart play to put it up there. She was kind of in a world of trouble getting walled up, but decided to get it up and drew a foul. Gets herself to the line, yeah.
Parker with the foul, her second.
Talked earlier about Lindgren in that 16 game against Harrisburg with the 23 points. She loves to play basketball. Her coach says she's known as a defender and is really good at getting steals and such, but she also has the ability to score 11 points per game in the regular season.
Lindgren, by the way, now is 6 for 6 from the line today. Kellenberger. Recovery by Peterson. And the putback is good by Kellenberger. 10 points for Ava. Van Laken will go to the line. Jana is a 5'9" freshman, averaging 11 points a game.
Yeah, she was all conference ESD. She's a really gritty kid, also averaging 6 rebounds, shoots 34% from the three-point line. So she brings a lot of things to the Titans. Her brother, Tate, is also on the boys basketball team there for T area. They're also the number 8 seed. Will take on Lincoln next week, right here in Rapid City.
Sabres and Belis in for T. Lease in for Brandon Valley. Both teams going deep on the bench, going 8-9 deep. Very good steal by Lindgren. Sabres. And stepped on the line. T area ball. And oops, stepped on the line. JC Babb back in for T area. Coming out with it, that's Parker. In trouble. Oh, watch out. And it'll be T area ball.
It's not quite enough zip on that ball. And you can't sleep on T area. I mean, you just take a look at them. They all look like they're headed to the state cross country meet too. Every last one of them. No one's getting tired. They're like, basketball, this is a piece of cake. I just finished my time 2 mile the other day. They're just a really, really fit team.
Well, they've been doing that all season long. They always say they want to outdo the other team. They want the other team to be tired by the 4th quarter.
Making me
tough
tired
to do
just watching.
It's kind of hard to do, though, with Brandon Valley.
Yeah, Brandon certainly has a lot of weapons and are good athletes themselves.
Bindi to Babb. Oh, and hits it from the baseline. Babb with 7, her first 3.
Bindi set that up great with a little head and shoulder fake up top, able to get into the middle of the lane and kick it out. T needs more of that.
Clayburgh, kick.
Good extra pass.
Bindi, oh, hits the bank. Her third 3 of the game. She's got 13. That was good ball movement by T area. The bank helps.
Yeah. She's the shooter. It's open today, Craig.
Van Lacken, oh! Pressure now by.
Just got to stick with it.
Peterson calling for it in the corner. And the Lynx will bring in 4 fresh players. Paget back in, Salter, Condon, Geaver, as they'll join Lease on the floor for the Lynx. Yeah, that's going to be an offensive foul on Salter. Push on the low block.
Nice work by T, just establishing that defensive position.
Salter's second foul. This is Babb. And off of Van Lacken.
You know,
Brandon Valley ball.
Yeah, Van Lacken, just a freshman, you know, leading scorer on the team. We talked about how she's also, you know, real good track runner, cross country runner, all that. But this is her first time here. Their team's first time here. This is a big stage going against the number 1 seed.
Paget will pick up the foul on the loose ball.
Number 32, Olivia Paget for the Lynx.
And for Olivia, it would be her first. And going to the free throw line is Van Lacken. Jana 2 for 2. T-Area shooting 83% from the free throw line in this game. T-Area brings in Belis and Sabers. Oh, that's a deep 3. Oh, made it look easy by Gieber. And her fifth tray of the game.
Set play there by Brandon. Running her off a slow developing fade for that 3-pointer. She can make that all day.
Okay, the reach-in foul. Gonna ring up Paget on that. It is on Olivia.
Olivia Paget, that's her second.
Second foul on Paget. Lindgren has had success here at the line today. 7 for 7. A 68% free throw shooter. She likes shooting free throws here at the Monument. She's perfect. And 3 ball at the end again for London Gieber. 6 threes in the game for Gieber, and the Lynx on top.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
I'm Craig Maddock along with Holly Severson. Our first quarterfinal game of the day, the AA tournament in Rapid City. Rapid City, Stevens, and Aberdeen Central will be coming up after this matchup.
You can see the Stevens students are going with a USA theme today. They're already starting to file into the arena. Guessing we didn't have any school today there at Stevens. Your assignment?
Go to the game.
Go watch some basketball.
Here's the drive by Gieber to Paget.
Olivia Paget.
And Olivia at what, 25 points. Van Lacken.
There you go, and she is very capable. 34% shooter from the 3.
whoa. Blocked by Paget. Travel in for T area is Lindgren.
Brandon electing to take that press off, kind of settle in to their defense. Trying to work the clock, trying to stay out of foul trouble.
And the basket by Van Laken. Off the mark there by Lease. And a hold called against Brandon Valley.
Yeah, I think Coach Zur there was looking for a held ball. There are times, though, when the offensive player, when you don't get the rebound and then you reach in, sometimes it's just a bad look, and sometimes it's better just to get back. Of course, it's always great when you get that held ball, but sometimes it's better just to get back and get in your position.
Salter picks up her third.
Yeah, not give the official an opportunity to call a foul.
Here's the steal by Condon, and the dish to Paget. Kind of textbook is the one side and the other. Well, for Brandon Valley, shooting 52% from the floor. They're 3 for 7 beyond the arc. Here's Salter. Oh. Paget and the bucket. Here's Babb. Oh, good passing by T. And Clayburg on the shot. Salter. And it's going to be offensive foul on the Lynx. And it is against Salter. And for Gracie, that is going to be her fourth. For the Lynx, Annika Peterson comes in. Kellenberger in. For three, Lindgren. And for Emma, that is her first basket. A tray goes along with her 8 free throws. And Paget hits the basket and will go to the line. Chance for the and one when we come back.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
At the line for Brandon Valley, Olivia Paget. Trying to go with the three-point play, and she does. 36 points for Olivia. That block by Peterson. And the reach-in foul against Sabres. She got 36 points by Paget, 18 by Giever. All of those have come from the three-point arc.
Paget's high this year was actually against O'Gorman. She had 40.
That was back in December, and that was
just a pedestrian 40 points.
Easy 40 for Paget. That was key in that win against O'Gorman, which had won like 50 in a row before they lost. And there's a nice soft touch by Salter.
Salter, more known as a rebounder, is a very underrated offensive player, makes really good decisions.
Salter with the rebound. That's her fourth rebound of the game. And the push by Kellenberger. A dozen for Ava. Clayburg. Fifth rebound for Salter. Lindgren with the foul. For Thierry Bindi coming in, and now some of the starters going out for Brandon Valley. Salter going out. Kellenberger out. Thierry with some of the reserves in. Parker in for Brandon Valley. Also in for the Lynx, Emma Langrock. Van Laken will be fouled by Peterson.
Number 42, Annika Peterson.
Peterson with her second. T area being led by Bindi with 13. 9 for Van Laken.
Brandon reserves coming in, not looking to really slow it down. They're out here playing aggressively, trying to work the ball, get a shot.
Ten to shoot. And a jump ball. And a fresh 5 here for T area coming in. Coming into the game, number 32, Natalie Gass. And Natalie, about a month before the season last year, Natalie suffered a concussion, kept her out all of last year and part of the summer. She has continued to make her way back at the beginning of the year, still had some of the effects of that concussion. So good to see number 32 for T area out on the floor. She showing great promise. She has signed to play at Northwestern, which is in Orange City, Iowa. So again, congrats to Natalie Gass there, number 32. Tough throw back, but you know what? Coming back and playing the game she loves. They play some pretty good basketball there at Northwestern, don't they?
They do.
In Orange City, members of the G-Pack.
Yes, and it is great to see her out there. That's a long road. That's a tough injury. Her teammates told me while she was out, she was still really good teammate, always encouraging, always positive, not real focused on herself, but always wanted to help with the team.
Cora Terveen coming in for T area. Meanwhile, for Brandon Valley, it's Brooklyn Helgeson. Here comes Gass, just coming out of the game. Natalie getting some time. stays with the Titans. Oh, nice pass on the inbounds of the quick basket by Sabres. Paige picks up her first basket.
It's a well-executed baseline out-of-bounds play there. But Brandon Bench really wanted that one to go in.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the bench players. When they come in, shoot the ball.
Yep, that shot was by number 34 for Brandon, Vivian Thompson. Another senior. Coach loves her. He really likes all the seniors, has a lot of good things to say about them, how they've established a culture at Brandon of just really hard work and playing whatever role needs to be played for that particular game, whether it's on the floor or from the bench, just understanding the importance of what they bring to the team.
Shot clock at 5. Rebound by Minion of Brandon Valley. Oh, and skip jump there by Helgeson. T-area ball. These two teams have, this is the 6th meeting between these two teams, as T-area's history now in the AA. And Brandon Valley came into this game winning 4 of the 5 games that they have played each other in their history. Got to go back to December of 23 when T-area beat Brandon Valley 58-51. But the Lynx, they've won the last 2, and today would make it 3 in a row. Autumn Peterson on the rebound for the Lynx. In the corner, Langrock. The whole Brandon Valley bench was standing up, hoping that one was going to fall. It's always great to see the support of those starters on the bench, watching the reserves out there playing hard. Vivian Thompson just can't quite run down that ball. So that'll be it. Impressive performance here by the top seed, the Lynx, with the win, 78-53. Over T-area, Olivia Pageant with a big game, as Brandon Valley will move on to the semifinals tomorrow night. And they'll take on the winner of our next game. And it will be T-area into the consolation round, and they'll take on the loser of our next game tomorrow, 11 a.m. Mountain, noon Central Time. So the Lynx now go 22-0 on the season. Mike Zur, the head coach, is
Coach Zur, a lot of positives in this game. What's the main thing you take away and to use to go into tomorrow?
I just think, playing the way we want to play. When we get out and we defend and rebound and push pace, it's really hard to stop. Great to have some kids that, maybe haven't been shooting it as well as they want to, that definitely have the ability to knock some in. London with a great game tonight. She certainly has the ability, a great mind for basketball, and, just works incredibly hard at it. So fun to see it go in for her, and just really happy for this group to be able to earn their way 1-0. That's the goal.
Right, and Gracie Salter, she's known for her rebounding and her toughness, but she made a lot of nice plays for you on offense. Talk about what her role as a facilitator for you.
Yeah, just really a Swiss Army knife as a player. She can do so many things. Has worked incredibly hard to become a great ball handler. You know, it's tough. It's positionless basketball in a sense, right? Like, we don't have a forward or a post. You just have a Gracie, you know, and she's going to facilitate things and be able to rebound an outlet for us. And, yeah, it's super unselfish, too. Willing to share it and do the hard jobs for us.
Well, congrats to you and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Back to you, Craig.
Lynx stay undefeated in the top seed, moving on to the semifinals tomorrow night. We'll give you some final stats of this first quarterfinal game, then we'll get you ready for our next one with Aberdeen Central and Rapid City Stevens.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, or your forever friends, and your fur kids too. For your better half, or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
Did you? In the Summit Arena, at the Summit Arena here in the Monument in Rapid City. Second half highlights. Brandon Valley getting some big time threes.
Yes, London Geaver today was on fire, having lots of opportunities from kickouts.
6 of 7 from the arc.
Yes, Brandon's guards were able to put a lot of pressure on the basket and able to kick the ball out. And you see T started to pick up that second half, or that second quarter into the second half. JC Babb hitting some much needed three-pointers, and then you see Geaver again. Brandon really just having their way today offensively. Whether it was Salter through the lane, Geaver outside.
Bindi had 13. And it was Van Laken with 10 to lead the way for T-Area. Brandon Valley, 36 by Padgett, 18 for Geaver, a dozen for Kellenberger. We've got more to come here in Rapid City.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Quarterfinal day of the AA girls basketball tournament here in Rapid City. We just saw the top seed Brandon Valley win the game against T-Area. Coming up, Rapid City, Stevens, and Aberdeen Central. And then tonight, 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain. It'll be O'Gorman trying to three-peat. They'll play Mitchell and then Washington and Jefferson. So full day coming up. You can follow all of the girls basketball tournaments on the website sdpb.org/basketball. More to come. We'll preview our next quarterfinal game when we come back.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed. We're that kind of seed company.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
Welcome back to Rapid City at the Summit Arena inside the Monument. SDPB's sports coverage continues next week with live coverage of the Boys Basketball Championships beginning Thursday, March 19th. The Class AA tournament will air on SDPB 1, Class B on SDPB 2, and Class A on SDPB 3. You can also watch every game online.
And YouTube.
At sdpb.org/basketball. We'll be back with our second game, Rapid City Stevens and Aberdeen Central, in just a moment.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Our second quarterfinal game today features the 5th seed Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles and the 4th seed Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Aberdeen Central, they're making their 29th appearance. First time, though, that the Golden Eagles have been here since 2022. A couple of titles for the Golden Eagles, and both of those titles was because of their head coach, Peyton Burkhardt. She played on both of them. That's right, she played in the 2016 and 2018 state title teams, and here she is now coaching. What a great story for Peyton Burkhardt, even coaching her younger sister on this squad. Look at the starting lineups for Aberdeen Central.
Aberdeen Central starts 4 seniors and 1 junior, and that junior is the sister of Peyton Burkhardt. That's Lauren, the Jackrabbit recruit. She's a strong post presence who can also step out and shoot it, but don't sleep on Taryn Hermanson. She scored her 1,000th point this year back in January. She's also a threat to score. Peyton there, along with her assistant coaches, also on state championship teams with her there.
And now Rapid City Stevens. And for the 4th seed Raiders, this is their 35th appearance, their 13th straight trip to the state girls basketball tournament. They don't have any titles, but they're trying to get something done this year. Their head coach is Adam Dannenbring. Let's look at the starting lineups for the Raiders.
Finley Love, one of their main starters. She's a quick hustle player. She leads them in assists, really gets things going for them. They've also got Mackenzie Schreiber, Jessica Griswold, Haley Peterson. Very balanced attack. And 8th grader, pulling kids out of middle school there, Marley Seyumanatafa averages 8 points a game. Their leading rebounder as well.
You can follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and check out all of the award photos by searching SDPB on Flickr. Let's meet the teams. Let's meet the players. Here's Scott Jensen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Summit Arena inside the Monument in Rapid City quarterfinal session. Playing today in game number 2, the number 5 seed Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles versus the number 4 seed Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Introducing the officials for game 2, the referee, Bo Garcia. The umpires are Eric Grocott and Landon Arnold. The alternate official is Patrick Spellmeyer. And now let's introduce the cheerleaders for this afternoon's game. First, for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Cheerleaders are Jersey Cox, Gracelyn Drevlo, Peyton Goldade, Camila Guzman, and Lauren Harrison. The cheer coach is Jessica Zempel. And now introducing the Rapid City Stevens Raiders cheerleaders. Natalie Baker, Shaylee Cowie, Abby Cuppy, Matea Dubray, Betsy Vasquez, Delilah Espinoza, Sadie Morgan, Kate Terry, and Vivian Wasson. The Raiders cheer coach is Jamie Exner. Let's meet the coaches for each team. First, the visitors from Aberdeen Central. The assistant coaches are Tevin Newman, Mia Fries, Maya Stolp, and Haley Mork. Head coach for Aberdeen Central, Peyton Burkhardt. And now the coaches for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Assistant coaches are Tanner Waggy, Quintrell Porter, Seth Keene, and Travis Swartz. Head coach for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders is Adam Dannenbring. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the channel seat alternating starting lineups. First for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles at guard, a 5'6" senior number 10, Ava Yeski. For the Raiders, a guard at 5'7", a senior number 5, Mackenzie Schreiber. For the Golden Eagles, a forward at 5'9", a senior number 12, Kennedy Withers. For the Raiders at guard, a 5'5", senior number 11, Finley Love. For the Golden Eagles at guard, a 5'7", senior number 20, Emma Dorr. For the Raiders at guard, a 5'8", senior number 22, Jessa Griswold. For the Golden Eagles, a forward at 6'1", and junior number 33, Lauren Burkhardt. For the Raiders, a senior forward at 5'9", number 23, Hallie Peterson. And for the Golden Eagles, the senior center at 6'1", number 44, Taryn Hermanson. And for the Raiders, a forward, 8th grader, 6 foot, number 34, Marley Siumanatafa.
Holly, the keys of the game.
For Rapid City Stevens, they're going to want to play speedy to use their athleticism to their advantage, make Aberdeen keep up. And on offense, work to get a great shot, don't settle for quick ones. For Aberdeen, they need to do some team offense. It takes 5. Get all 5 involved, take what the defense is giving, and handle the pressure that Rapid City Stevens is going to apply defensively.
Over the last 5 years, these teams have played 6 times. The records, it's 3-3. The last time they played, though, last December, and it was Aberdeen Central with the win over Rapid City Stevens. In the corner, that's Dorr. Look for Burkhardt, number 33, along with Hermanson, number 44, to be their top scorers. For Stevens, Schreiber, number 9. Look for her. one of their leading scorers. This is Schreiber. To shoot. And her first foul of the game.
Finley Love saw that shot clock going down, decided to get the team organized, trying to run a quick hitter there before the shot clock ends up getting fouled. Resets the shot clock.
Dorr with the foul. Falcon, who comes off the bench, is their leading three-point shooter. That's Hermanson with the rebound. As you see, Aberdeen Central's got some nice two good post players. The size factor for teams against Aberdeen Central. You got Burkhardt is 6'1", Hermanson also is 6'1". That's what Rapid City Stevens will have to deal with.
Yeah, Aberdeen's got a balanced scoring team. Burkhardt and Hermanson leading the way.
Ava Yeski.
But yes, you have kids like Yeski, 4 points a game on the season, but certainly capable of scoring.
Love, count it. The foul on Withers. Stevens, they'll want to go up and down. They want to have up-tempo type game.
They do. They don't want to sit in a half-court game with Aberdeen trying to defend for long stretches of time. They would like to play the game in transition, play a lot of possessions in the game. You know, you might turn it over a little bit here and there because of playing that style, but in the end, your hope is that you stay out of that half-court defense and have more opportunities than in transition on offense.
How about that? Lauren Burkhardt at 6'1", one of your post players playing point guard, bringing the ball down. Oh, the feed to Hermanson. And counted.
Good job staying with it. Obviously got to put a body on her once that shot goes up because she's just too strong to try to get in a little pushing match with her. That's not going to work.
Griswold, the foul. Hermanson, a 66% free throw shooter. Here comes the up-tempo again for Stevens. Schreiber. Oh, and Hermanson thought the door was going to go left, but she went right instead.
That extra bit of pressure applied by Rapid City Stevens made that a tough pass out, helped create a turnover for them.
Drive there by Seyu Manatafa. She'll play a big part of that Stevens offense, well, and defense. And Seyu Manatafa is an 8th grader.
And we saw her a little bit last year as a 7th grader. So to say an 8th grader comes in with a little experience, don't say that every day.
Withers in for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, you see there Peterson just getting up, applying a lot of pressure on Burkhardt right across half court, picks up that foul. Still trying to play that speedy style.
Seyu Manatafa is on Hermanson. That is a great matchup to watch. Seyu Manatafa trying to front Hermanson down in that low block. But Burkhardt, look at, oh, missed the drive, and Hermanson finishes it.
Hermanson kept her eye on that one the whole time, anticipated where it was coming off on the rim, so she could grab it and put it back in.
Seyu Manatafa got it. Oh,
we saw
Hermanson.
Yeah, we saw her spin the other way on that last possession. This time, left to right, off the glass, She might be a middle schooler, but she is not scared of the bright lights here inside the monument.
Timeout on the court. Sayumana Tafa will shoot free throws when we come back.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
Marley Sayumana Tafa at the line, trying for a three-point play here for Stevens. Finley Love has picked up her first for Stevens. For the Raider, here's I apologize if I call Lauren Peyton Burkhardt.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sisters. Lauren, 8 years younger than her sister / head coach. That's an amazing story on Peyton Burkhardt. At grad school at USD and found out the job was open. And you know what? She goes, should I even apply? I mean, Dawn Seiler's been the athletic director at Aberdeen Central, and Peyton goes to her former coach and says, yeah, should I even apply? I'm just out of grad school. And Dawn said, absolutely.
Right.
And got the job.
Peyton, an excellent player in her own right, as is Lauren, talking with Coach Seiler, who's obviously knows the game, sees that ability in her to be a head coach and encourages her.
With our conversation with her yesterday, she had coachisms there. She's got it. So it's going to be fun to watch what Peyton Burkhardt, who won 2 basketball titles for Aberdeen, coach her alma mater.
Yeah, she gives a lot of credit to Tevin Newman, one of her assistant coach, who has actually been a coach for not only Peyton, but the other assistants, Mia Fries, Maya Stoll, Haley Mork. So they have quite the connection there. They said it makes sense that they all coach together, because what else would they do? They should be together.
2 to shoot. And that is going to be a shot clock violation. I kidded Coach Burkhardt yesterday. If her and her sister played a one-on-one match, who would win? And of course, Peyton said she would.
Yeah, apparently Lauren would be quite physical with her. Said she cannot absorb those elbows anymore that her sister dishes out.
For the Raiders, 3-ball by Falcon. She's the leading three-point shooter, her 58th of the year.
Yeah, she had 57, shoots 38% from the floor. With 11 points a game. Their leader is Haley Falcon.
Thornton with a nice steal. Over to Falcon. Oh, 2 in a row for Haley. Timeout. Central.
60-second timeout on the floor.
Coach Burkhardt taking a timeout, saw 2 quick threes by Rapid City Stevens.
Yeah, it's trying to help out her team just by trying to calm some of that momentum down there that Rapid City gained by those back-to-back threes by Falcon.
Haley hitting her first 3 just not too long ago from one side, and then from the other side hit a little deeper 3.
She knew we were talking about her over here.
58, I checked at 59 threes now on this season.
And they've needed her shooting this year. They're not a team that's known for their three-point shooting. They're more of a transition team, a play fast kind of team, but she gives them that dimension of outside shooting, along with then Sayou Manitofa, that inside presence. They've got nice balance on their team.
This is what Aberdeen Central will see the whole game as well. Extra pressure by the Raiders. Emma Dorr guarded by Griswold. Well, they're going to give it on Hayden Thornton foul. Her first. At the line is Camden Borg. Camden has come off the bench during the season, averaging about 7 per game.
Camden is known for her shooting that she brings to the Golden Eagles with her 36% three-point shooting, average 7 points a game. Gives them a lift from the bench.
Thornton being guarded by Dorr. Griswold. Pretty tough to get by Hermanson on that little block on that layup. Hermanson against Sayou Manitofa. And Sayou Manitofa with a rebound and the kick out. Griswold. A lot of work around the arc here by the Golden Eagles. Tried to do a little backdoor.
Yeah, Falcon came over to double on the weak side, trying to thwart the pass into Hermanson, but couldn't quite get it to her for a layup.
Sayou Manitofa tied up. It will go to Aberdeen Central. In for Stevens is Mackenzie Schreiber. Stevens has one player who scores in double figures, and that is Falcon coming off the bench.
Well, they have really good balance on their team. Thornton with 8, Schreiber with 9, Finley Love 7, Peterson with 6. Sayou Manitofa with 8. So depending on the game, they could have a different scoring leader. Gives your coach some versatility in what kind of offense you're running, sets you're running.
Burkhardt, oh, missed it, point blank twice. Sayou Manitofa with a rebound. Aberdeen can try for last shot.
They'll run a set play in for Hermanson.
That's Yeski. Burkhardt, little airballed it.
Stevens doing a nice job covering up in the post, making it really hard to enter the ball by bringing that backside help over from the weak side and clogging up the lane.
A really fun first quarter. The 4 and the 5 seeds here in the quarterfinals in Rapid City.
It's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land, committed to the future. Bank West.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Get a shot here of Coach Adam Dannenbring for the Raiders. He's a De Smet native, a proud Bulldog. They were state champs when he was a player back in '95 in Class B. This is 28th year of coaching, his 13th year in a row. Rapid City Stevens has been to the state tournament.
He was at Canton for a while too.
Yep.
Hey, shot by Yeski.
He also wanted me to know that being the assistant golf coach is the best job ever. So shortly after this season ends, he will be working with the golf team. Hayden Thornton, also a member of the state golf team last year, 2005. He gets to coach her there as well.
Saya Manatafa gets it out to Schreiber.
Nice outlet pass. She's able to hang on to that ball and throw it ahead. You know, Rapid City continuing to try to push the pace, whether it's free throw blockouts or just off a half-court set. For an 8th grader, this is really impressive to see her do that against so much pressure.
Peterson. Saya Manatafa thought about taking a three ball. Strong rebound by Withers. Trouble.
Good ball pressure there by Finley Love. Stevens with another foul.
Schreiber picks up her first.
Yeah, away from the basket.
Camden Borg back in for Aberdeen Central. She'll come in for Hermanson. Hermanson already 7 rebounds in this first half. Also in for Aberdeen Central, Camden Albrecht. Nice rebound, good block out by Dorr, and gets the easy putback.
Snuck in there and got them an extra possession in the basket.
In for Stevens is Thornton. Haley Falcon leading the way for Stevens. She has come off the bench. She's got 6 points. Burkhart being guarded by Peterson. Oh, a nice little give and go there. Rebound by Thornton. Picked up by Withers.
Yeah, Finley Love just got her foot on the gas for sure, continuing to try and get to the basket. Came up a little short there, but they're not stopping that pressure.
And that foul's going to go against Borg. Camden picks up her first. Hermanson back in for Aberdeen Central. Seyu Manatafa also back in for Rapid City Stevens. How are teams doing so far in this game? Well, first for Rapid City Stevens, they're shooting 25% from the floor. They're 4 of 16. Half of those shots made have come from beyond the arc. Seyu Manatafa. Oh, the kick was too hard. Timeout on the court. The winner gets the top seed tomorrow night in the semis. It's Brandon Valley here at the AA Girls Tournament.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
See some of the moms wearing the glitter coats for Rapid City Stevens.
I think those are some Golden Eagles. I think they were dressed up like Golden Eagles, actually.
Oh, we got blue all over the place.
There's just a lot of blue.
A lot of blue.
Got USA, we got all kinds of stuff.
We'll go to Rapid City Stevens.
Substitutions for the Ringers. Jessica Griswold and Allie Peterson.
Oh, that's a tough one to call.
These teams have played 6 times over the last 6 years. Both teams have won 3 times. Pretty even over the years.
Now the last one being back in December on the 13th. Aberdeen getting the 56-44 win in Aberdeen.
Seyu Manatafa for 3. She's got 5 points.
Showing her versatility.
Hermanson. Seyu Manatafa taking the lead. Pitt. Borg. For Rapid City Stevens. In for the Raiders. Schreiber comes back in for the Golden Eagles. It's Yeski in. Raiders will bring in Finley Love. Stevens has had 3 players do the scoring for them. Straight on Love. Eighth rebound by Hermanson. Burkhardt, the feed, Hermanson. One post player to the other.
Hermanson made that catch look easy, but it's not. Burkhardt entered it from the top there, and it's a tough angle. Great catch and finish by Hermanson.
Love. Seyu Manatafa. Boy, she has no problems going right after.
That was a quick
Hermanson.
move on the catch. Not a lot of time wasted. That is a really tough catch. There's good ball pressure there applied by Finley Love on the passer. Burkhardt still able to get it over the top.
It was a great pass. And a timeout taken by Aberdeen Central. There's Peyton Burkhardt. All 5 coaches on that Aberdeen Central squad have won state tournaments. In fact, the 2 tournaments that they have won, you go back to 2016. You had Brianna Kusler was on that squad, and of course Brianna went on to coach Pier Boys for a few years. She's not doing that now, but when you had Kusler and Burkhardt on a team, that's why they won a tie.
It's not a bad deal. Yeah, not to take anything away from Coach Seiler, but it's not a bad duo to have on the floor for you.
Coach Seiler was very happy she had those players when she won those 2 titles.
And I'm sure now Coach Burkhardt in the huddle is saying, hey, you know, we're really focused on getting the ball inside, but we also have to be a threat from the perimeter too, because if we're not ever looking at the basket from the perimeter, that's just going to give the defense even more opportunities to clog the middle, right, and make it get even harder to pass it inside. Let's see if Aberdeen can show a little willingness from the perimeter, even if they don't shoot it. The ball fake, shot fake, something to that effect to draw the defense out of the post to try to open up more opportunities inside.
Great battle is Seyu Manatafa wearing number 34 on the white for the Raiders against Hermanson of Aberdeen Central, number 44. There was a design play coming out of the timeout as Burkhardt gets her first basket.
Yeah, Ben Stevens had come out in a zone. They were still able to score. And Finley Love continues to push the ball. They're not waiting. That was off a made basket.
That was
got
her
a layup.
Second basket of the game. In for the Raiders is Haley Falcon, their 3-point shooter. But the battle between Seyu Manatafa and Hermanson, kind of watch off the ball what those 2 are doing, how Seyu Manatafa trying to front Hermanson. Just a great battle down low and a travel. Seyu Manatafa is about 6 foot, where Hermanson is 6'1", maybe 6'2".
Yeah, they're just real strong kids, and they're battling for position all the time. It's all about where you get your feet, right? because they need ball reversal a lot of times to get themselves open, and they're just continually in a wrestling match down there for who's going to get to the spot they want.
Looking for Hermanson. She's got 9.
Nice finish there by Hermanson. Sadie Manitoba not able to get over the top of that seal that Hermanson created when the ball went up to Burkhardt. Another great pass from the top.
Could be a travel. Stevens with 5 turnovers in the first half. Aberdeen Central at 4. And a foul. They're going to call Schreiber. Oh, a swat.
Schreiber, yeah, we can't see exactly on that angle, but Schreiber, who wears number 5 for the Raiders, must have got her from behind. For Sadie Manitoba, you might have thought that big swipe was a foul, but that's not who it was called on.
Seven points for Yeski. Sadie Manitoba. Schreiber. Aberdeen Central, they have scored 11 points in this quarter. Aberdeen Central here with the final seconds. Schreiber, her first basket. Withers is going to go to the line. Mackenzie Schreiber has picked up her 3rd foul. At the line is Kennedy Withers, a 71% free throw shooter. Stevens brings in Hayden Thornton. Aberdeen Central scored 13 points here in the second quarter. First 2 points of the game for Withers.
That's your halftime score.
The Golden Eagles coming in as the 5 seed, leading the 4th seed Rapid City Stevens Raiders 23-17. And Holly Severson is with Aberdeen Central's head coach, Peyton Burkhardt.
Coach Burkhardt, a very physical first half. What are some of the things that you really like from your team?
I feel like we're not buying into being tired. Stevens is a team run and gun. They're very, very quick. They like to have a fast pace to their offense and defense, and it all flows together. But I feel like there were moments there where we kind of easily could have tried to score with the first look that we had, but we kind of chose to settle in, reverse the ball, get that inside-out look, and that really, really is what works for us well. So
definitely able to keep your poise there.
Yes.
Looking to the second half, any adjustments you might be making?
Defensive transition. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but especially when you're tired, it's really important not to hang out for an extra second or two or take a little second to gather yourself. You don't have that chance, right? They really like to run up your back, and that's what makes them thrive. And then it gets everyone off balance, scrambling. So making sure that we're not buying into being tired and getting back defensively.
Thank you for your time.
Coach Burkhardt, it was only 8 years ago, she won a state title for Aberdeen Central. Now she's coaching, and they lead at the half.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the floor your halftime entertainment, the Rapid City Stevens Raiders Drumline.
Rapid City Stevens drumline performing here at halftime. When we come back, get you ready for the second half. Aberdeen Central and Rapid City Stevens.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Our Peterson Farm Seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
For your little ones and your biggest joys. Or your forever friends. And your fur kids, too. For your better half. Or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
I'm Craig Maddock, along with Holly Severson. In that first half, we had 2 lead changes. Rapid City Stevens' largest lead was a bucket. That was early. But Aberdeen Central, their biggest lead has been 6. That was Hermanson with the offensive rebound. In fact, Hermanson with 8 rebounds in that first half. Aberdeen Central 2 for 6 from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, for Rapid City Stevens, they went 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. One of those came from Seyu Manatapa.
Yes, as you mentioned, Craig, Rapid City Stevens down by 5. Points were hard to come by, shot just 28%. 7 of 25 with that 3 of 14 coming from 3, with just 2 free throw attempts. Aberdeen plus 4 on the boards, only giving up 3 offensive rebounds. Coach Dannenberg and his staff are planning to stay with it, keep the pedal on the gas. We don't want to abandon the game plan. They like what they see. We're just needing more shots to fall. They like that style. They like the pressure defense, and they believe in what they do. They just want to try to come out, be themselves, not abandon what has got them here. You know, they won their last 6 coming into this tournament. Yankton, Harrisburg, Rapid City Christian, and then those 2 big wins over Washington and Jefferson with Yankton again in the 16 game. So they're coming in here with a lot of confidence. They're very well aware that they can do this and do it with what got them here.
Only 4 players have scored for the Raiders in the ball game. Haley Falcon has come off the bench with 6 points. Aberdeen Central they have 6 players who have scored. They're being led by Ava. Yes, check that. It's Taryn Hermanson with 9 points. Drive. And Seyu Manatapa is going to go to the line. Here's an 8th grader who got experience as a 7th grader a year ago and playing a big part for Rapid City Stevens. Yeski with her first foul for Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, and you've seen with Marley here, she's not only a strong rebounder, but she's able to move her feet and play defense. She's pretty mobile and agile, working on that outside shot, hit one a little bit earlier.
Stevens' big thing they had to change from a year ago. They, they don't have Talia Porter. Talia Porter, missed basketball. And Talia not on the squad after graduating, and so that's one of the big things that Stevens had to deal with.
Right, she took her talents to Sacred Heart in Fairfield, Connecticut, playing basketball there. They have a solid returning cast, though, with Falcon, Thornton, Love, and Griswold, along with Sam Manitofa. But yeah, Talia Porter, she was a bucket. Fun to watch. All-time leading scorer at Stevens.
Withers, 3 for 3 from the line today. A solid 71% shooter. She's got 4 points, all from the line. Love. The kick to Shriver. Sayu Manitofa had a great rebound, but just tight rim, right?
Yeah, they're getting shots. They're getting extra possessions there, just not able to finish. And Aberdeen's no slouch. They're making it difficult. Great challenge there by Burkhardt. Aberdeen just not able to finish it with the rebound.
Well, the 3 falls for Shriver. That's her first of the game.
Here we see that press by Stevens being applied. Not wasting any time.
Withers to Dorr. Sayu Manitofa will pick up the foul.
And Coach Burkhardt likes that. Her team struggled a little bit against that pressure, but able to get the ball inside for a shot. She just doesn't want to see him get all frazzled, right? Wants to see them maintain their composure, stay poised, get shots.
Sayu Manitofa, she's got 2 fouls. 3 points on the day for Dorr. Oh, nice drive. Off the mark, though. Jump ball.
Finley Love scrapping it there with Hermanson. Neither one of them wanting to give up that ball.
Reset the shot clock. Burkhardt will inbound here for the Golden Eagles. Withers. This is what Rapid City Stevens wants to do. Back and forth, transition basketball. Jump ball. Ava Yeski is in for the Golden Eagles. Hermanson comes out. Certainly gives Aberdeen a much smaller lineup right now. They still have Lauren Burkhardt in there, 6'1" junior. Seventh turnover in the game for Stevens. Oh, nice move by Burkhardt, and she'll get it and go to the line. Her second basket of the game, and the foul by Sayumana Tofa. Her third.
Burkhardt stepping up big when her team needs it. They've had some empty possessions last few times down. She's able to take that contact and finish. And just get a little bit excited, like inject some life back into your team. You know, it takes a lot of effort going against pressure all game on offense. It's nice to get a free throw and a basket.
5 points for Burkhardt. She averages 12. Thornton, her first basket.
Aberdeen able to get back that time to be in the range of challenging a shot, but not able to get a stop.
Yeski with the bucket. Timeout on the court. The winner gets Brandon Valley in the semis tomorrow night.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm under her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
On the left, Aberdeen Central. On the right, Rapid City Stevens.
They're into it, Craig. They've got the outfits. They're doing the themes.
That's awesome.
It's March. You gotta love it. If you like basketball, this is the month.
Reach-in foul. I think Camden Borg picks up the foul, her second.
Camden Borg, that's her second.
Largest lead here for Aberdeen Central in the game. Stevens' only lead has been 2, and that's going to be on the line, out of bounds by Falcon. Aberdeen Central shooting 34% from the floor. They're 10 of 29 on the floor. 2 of 6 beyond the arc. Physical play here, Holly.
Yeah, Mackenzie Schreiber on that ball, giving her a little bump.
It'll stay with the Golden Eagles, and now Hermanson coming off the bench for the Golden Eagles. Love in for the Raiders. Sayumana Tofa back in for the Raiders. Is that on Sayumana Tofa? If it is, that's her 4th. That would be her, it is. It's on Marley. That's her 4th foul, and she is going to have to come out, and that's a big defensive loss for Stevens.
Yeah, Aberdeen looking for that high-low action off the baseline out of bounds, and Sayumana Tofa never quite get established defensively. Commits the foul.
Would have been a highlight if that would have gone in. Now you see Aberdeen Central slowing it down. They don't want to get into the race, do they? Like
nice
Stevens
work by
wants
Haley
to.
Falcon there, yeah.
Blocked by Thornton. Pull up.
Yes, Aberdeen again able to get back and challenge in transition, finishing it off with a rebound.
Timeout, Aberdeen Central.
60 seconds.
Since 1882, we've raised 5 generations of hardworking Americans on this land. Our great-great-grandfather believed in something simple: respect the land and it will provide. Anthem Oats, grown by us, shared with you.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
Aberdeen Central taking the timeout. Leading by 9. If you're the Raiders, Sayu Manitopa, their post player, on the bench, what does Stevens have to do right now?
You really got to pressure the ball. You have to make it really hard to be able to pass inside. Aberdeen's got that high-low action. I think that's your best bet, is just really, really pressuring the ball. You see there, even with some pressure, I mean, you've got Hermanson and Burkhardt working together, just passing over the top. Makes it really tough.
Hermanson over to Yeski. Are they looking on the low block? Right now, Peterson trying to block any pass to Hermanson. Good job holding it up by Borg. Didn't have the numbers. Big basket by Falcon. And a timeout taken by Rapid City Stevens. That's the dangerous factor for Stevens, is getting Falcon open along the wing. She's had now 60 three-point shots made on the season.
She is, and Finley Love is the catalyst of their getting deep in the lane. She's their assist leader. She helps create those open looks for Falcon to knock those down. And they haven't taken their foot off the gas. They're continuing to push despite having a tough shooting outing today. Still at just right around 27% for the game. And Aberdeen has come to play today. They're not giving Stevens a lot of open looks either. So every time they do get one, especially as we get toward the end of the third, they'll need to start, hitting those to get back in it.
13th year in a row, Stevens has been here to the state tournament. Aberdeen, they weren't here last year. So if you look at experience at the state tournament level, Stevens has a little bit of the advantage right now. It's going to go on Griswold. Her second. So here at the line, Emma Dorr. Emma is 1 for 3 from the line.
Yeah, Aberdeen already with 15 free throw attempts for the game compared to Rapid City's 4.
Back to a 9-point lead for the Golden Eagles. And that turnover by Stevens. Now 10. Tried to go down low to Withers that time, and now a double dribble.
Yeah, good read by Peterson, watching that ball, stepping over across the lane to knock it free. Aberdeen getting a chance here again to set up something in the half court.
Crosses to Albrecht. On top here, Borg. And Borg will go to the line.
We'll see if this one's on Finley Love, and it is.
Finley with her third. They got Love and Schreiber with 3 fouls. Sayum Anatafa is on the bench with 4. Stevens brings in Thornton. Two points on the day for Borg from the free throw line. Minute to go here, third quarter. Biggest lead of the game for Aberdeen Central. Aberdeen Central's only scored 3 points. Check that. Aberdeen has scored 13 points here in this third quarter. That's a deep 3. Stevens, they have scored 9 points in this quarter.
Last shot by Falcon, it was online, just a little long.
Oh, a nice move by Thornton. She's got 2 buckets in the game. Aberdeen ball. Finley Love in for the Raiders. Hermanson back in for Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, with the sideline out of bounds and just 11 seconds left. I'm thinking they're looking to go high-low off a set play.
And there's the shot off the mark, but Hermanson with it. 11 points for Hermanson. It's a 10-point lead for the Golden Eagles into the fourth.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
Fourth quarter, Aberdeen Central will have the ball. They outscored Stevens in that third quarter, 15-11. And Stevens brings Marley Sayumanitafa back in. She's playing 4 fouls. And Hermanson, they go right to her. And Taryn with 13 points. The turnover by Stevens. That's a dozen. We'll see if Aberdeen Central attacks the low block as Sayumanitafa going up against Hermanson. She's got 4 fouls. Do you target that spot on the floor?
I think that's always a good option for them, no matter who's in the game. They've had a lot of success with that. Even run Withers in there, whether it's Withers, Hermanson, Burkhardt. It's been working for them for sure. Sayumanitafa, obviously such a key for Stevens, rebounding and defense-wise. It would be tough to lose her. You saw in the third quarter, Aberdeen really take advantage of her absence.
She even hit a 3 in the first half. Yeski. Got the numbers. Oh, nice move, but short by Peterson. Burkhardt up. Why not? Hermanson. Peterson pushing, and that's going to be an offensive foul. No.
Had Yeski down on the floor here for a minute. Hopefully she's okay. Just kind of came down a little awkwardly.
Peterson, first trip to the free throw line here today. She's a 51% shooter. She has been to the line this third most times this season. Sayumanitafa has been there the most. Love has been there second, and then it's Peterson. Point lead. We're coming up on the 6-minute mark, and that's going to be a turnover. And Aberdeen Central, that is the 9th turnover.
And I think on that play, they just kind of baited Aberdeen into dribbling, just dribbling a little too much. Feeds right into Stevens' game plan for their defense.
Schreiber, that's a long 3, and it's her second of the game. She's got 8 points, and it's down to an 8-point game. Stevens on a little bit of a run. Burkhardt. Hermanson, what a huge rebound.
She has great hands, great awareness. She's able to keep that ball alive.
It's Emma Dorr, her second. Stevens looking to try to get a run, but Hermanson stopped that run, didn't she?
Yeah, it's just sneaky grab there for the putback.
Schreiber from the other corner. And the Golden Eagles will try to slow things down a little bit.
That certainly works to their advantage to keep this game a half-court game.
Hermanson drawing the foul.
Yeah, Griswold really wanted to held ball there as she ran over from the weak side, tried to apply some pressure on Hermanson. I think it's definitely a foul, but you gotta like the effort and the intensity.
Taryn 1 for 1 from the free throw line today. Taryn Hermanson, 6'1" senior, averages a dozen a game. A ton of rebounds every game. She's got 14 rebounds today, 10 defensive rebounds.
Just her usual double-double.
Rebound by Withers. Oh, whoa! Over to Burkhardt. She's got 8. Check that, 9 points.
Falcon looking for some help. Just not quite there. Yeah, just kind of out of sorts there on that possession.
Burkhardt, the quick turnaround. It's the 1-2 punch for Aberdeen Central between Hermanson and Burkhardt. But Finley Love wants to keep Stevens alive. 30-second timeout here by Rapid City Stevens. Well, Lauren Burkhardt of Aberdeen Central had 1 basket in the first half. And here she is now. She's up to 11 points in the second half. Taryn Hermanson, though, leading the way, 16 points.
Yeah, Burkhardt just 107 in the first half, but when you have Hermanson doing what she does, it kind of takes the pressure off of her, right? And Stevens then isn't able just to focus on her. They've got to worry about a few people down there on the block. Withers as well, done a nice job, even though she didn't always get the ball. Just being in that spot, drawing all that attention, helps open up other people.
Falcon in the game for Stevens. She's the three-point artist. She's had 3 trays in the game. Biggest lead of the game for Aberdeen Central. Tipped away by Thornton.
Good decision by Aberdeen just to not rush. Just pull it out, take your time. Have all 5 people touch it if you can.
Timeout. 4:02 to play.
I can't imagine being anything other than a nurse. I'm also much more than a nurse. And working at Avera lets me find balance between the career that called me and a life that fulfills me.
.02 to play, and the Golden Eagles with a 13-point lead on Rapid City Stevens. Holly, what does Stevens have to do here in the last 4 minutes?
Yeah, it's a tough go. Aberdeen's really kind of firing on all cylinders right now. I think Coach Dannenbrink and his staff, their game plan of keeping the pedal down, getting into the full court press as much as they can. We've seen them mix up defenses, coming out of timeouts and such with different zone looks, different trapping looks. I think you just got to try to keep doing more of that to give yourself a chance to have more possessions in the game and hope to catch some breaks down the stretch as well, make some shots.
Thornton is not in the game now after the timeout. The three-point shooting specialist, she is out on the bench right now. Schreiber, she's got a couple of threes. Of course, Falcon with 3 trays. Sayam Anatafa with 1. And now here comes Thornton, or Falcon, in the game for Stevens. Aberdeen Central brings Yeski back in. See if Stevens will try to get Falcon open for some three-point shots. Their possessions have to be fairly quick too, don't they?
That's a good one for
going to the line.
Yeah, and whether it's Falcon or Schreiber, those kids can shoot. But you're right, Craig. The more possessions they can get, especially if they can get the clock stopped and get some points at the foul line, that'll help.
Foul on Lexi Portlock, her first. Five points for Borg. .12-point ball game, 3.5 to play. Hermanson, threw it too far for Burkhardt. Albrecht back in for Aberdeen Central. Boy, if Stevens comes down, hits a 3, gets within single digits, their fans are going to get a little crazy here.
I think they've been looking for opportunities for sure. They sure did come dressed well to this event.
Oh, nice move. Oh, in and out by Borg, but back to the line.
That's Finley Love back to the line there for the Raiders. Continuing to get to the basket. 70% free throw shooter. It's right where she wants to be. Get that clock stopped. Get some more points on the board.
Emma Dorr back in for the Golden Eagles. And Finley Love picks up her 4th. Peterson in for Stevens. Love, check that, is going to be Falcon out. Stevens with a little smaller lineup on the floor right now. Certainly favors Burkhardt and Hermanson down low. Good defense, though.
Yeah, they're a scrappy bunch. They know what they're up against. I'm sure this isn't the first time they've had a game where they're a little bit undersized, but if you're in the right spot, you can make it tough.
Run, Thornton gets the basket. Thornton with 6. Under 3 to play. Borg. Peterson fronting Hermanson on the low block. Oh, what a nice pass. No basket.
It'll stay Aberdeen's ball, just going to be on the floor. Nice work there by the Golden Eagles, working that ball around, taking their time.
Timeout taken by Rapid City Stevens.
60-second timeout. Again, a friendly reminder to fans and members of the media, any individual enters the playing surface for all contests will be immediately removed from the facility. No awards or trophies will be awarded until the floor is cleared.
SDPB's coverage of high school sports and activities is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you. The contribution today helps support the broadcast of events like the basketball championships. Make a donation today by visiting sdpb.org/donate. And we thank you for your support. Golden Eagles with the ball and the lead. Next foul by both clubs in the bonus. Oh, there's the lob. Oh, that's such a tough pass to prevent if you don't have somebody who's like 6'1", guarding Burkhardt.
It's tough for sure, just really well executed. It looks simple, but it's not. It's all timing and eye contact. And
this is Borg. Oh, deep three. And another rebound by Hermanson. She has 15 rebounds.
yeah, 15 rebounds to go with 16 points. Been so dominant in this game.
Left alone, Albrecht for three. Albrecht with her first basket of the game. Schreiber. Time is running out here for the Raiders, but Thornton, her three, she's got 9 points, and that's going to go to Stevens. Here comes Thornton, Haley Falcon. Falcon with 3 threes in the game. That's wide, and it's going to go to Aberdeen Central. Raiders bring in Griswold. Past 6 years, these two teams have played 6 times. Aberdeen Central's won 3. Stevens has won 3. Hermanson. And that's going to stay with Aberdeen Central. Shot there, the head coach, Peyton Burkhardt of Aberdeen Central. That's Dorr to Hermanson. Oh, the ball's been rolling the right way here for Aberdeen Central. And they're going to let the clock run out. Aberdeen Central beat Stevens back in December, 56-44, and they'll win this quarterfinal game. Stevens, Aberdeen 53, and the Raiders 42. It will be Aberdeen Central off to the semifinals to take on Brandon Valley tomorrow night. Consolation round tomorrow. Rapid City Stevens will play T-Area, and that will be starting things at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, noon Central. Stevens led by 2 early in the ball game, but Aberdeen Central eventually took the lead and never let it go. And they win it 53-42. So Aberdeen Central off to the semis tomorrow night to take on the top seed Brandon Valley Lynx. And Peyton Burkhardt, the head coach of the Golden Eagles, is with Holly.
Coach, what a great game by your team. Talk to us about what you liked the most in the second half.
What I love the most about our team is that we never gave up. There were definitely times where Stevens went on some runs there. They were hot from the three-point line. They just kept attacking, and we didn't give up, right? We kept the ball moving offensively, and we just were locked in at all times, and you could see that, and so that's why we had the outcome that we had.
Right, Hermanson with 16 points and 16 rebounds today, known for her prowess in track as a thrower, but a basketball player. Talk about her performance.
She's so hard to guard in there. Like, you just can't handle her. She's strong. She works really hard. She has the mindset of, like, the play's not done until either I have the ball or my teammate has the ball. And I mean, that stat line is insane, but I'm not surprised.
Congrats to you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Craig.
More to come from the AA girls basketball tournament in Rapid City.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Aberdeen Central with the win over Rapid City Stevens in our second quarterfinal game. Rapid City Stevens got some threes from Falcon and Schreiber and even Sayamanatapa, but Aberdeen Central playing a physical game today.
Yeah, Aberdeen Central certainly had that high-low working for them, whether it was Hermanson, Burkhardt, Withers, and then just staying calm against the pressure that Rapid City Stevens brought. And Rapid City Stevens, they fought hard. Falcon, Finley Love continued to push the ball, continued to try to make plays. Shots just were not falling for them.
16 for Hermanson, 13 for Burkhardt to lead the way. Nobody in double figures for Stevens. They were led by Thornton and Love with 9.
You can see the discrepancy there in free throws. Aberdeen Central had 22 attempts, making 14 of them, and on the glass, out-rebounding Stevens by 7. It's a difference in the game.
We'll wrap things up when we come back.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
It's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land, committed to the future. Bank West.
At Muth Electric, we don't just power projects, we empower people. We invest in training, mentorship, and career development opportunities at every level. Because strong careers build strong communities. Your future is bright with Muth Electric. Muth Electric now hiring.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
First session of the AA girls quarterfinals in the books. The top seed, Brandon Valley Lynx, taking out T-Area earlier. And then Aberdeen Central moving on to face Brandon Valley tomorrow night as they top Rapid City Stevens. Here's what's coming up tonight, 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain. O'Gorman, the two-time defending champs, taking on Mitchell. And Washington Jefferson to wrap things up here later on. We appreciate you spending time with us. We'll try to do it again. For Holly Severson, I'm Craig Maddock. So long from Rapid City.